and welcome to a new episode of Community Roundup. आज हम यहाँ पे जो हमारे प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ ट्रेजरी बोर्ड है शफकत अली साहब उनके ऑफिस में हैं. उन्होंने एक मीडिया राउंड टेबल यहाँ पे ऑर्गेनाइज किया है जिसमें कि वो बजट 2025 के जो डिटेल्स हैं और आने वाले दिनों में यानी कि नेक्स्ट 5 इयर्स में गवर्नमेंट कहाँ स्पेंड करने वाली है उसके लिए एक मीडिया के साथ टॉक रखी है. तो आइए उसका हाल आपको सुनाते हैं.
Today's event, it was on thought of that before the end of 2025, wanted to give our progress report as your new government and as myself as an MP for Brampton Chinguacousy Park and the president of the Treasury Board. As you know, that year 2025 unfolded many challenges, many new realities. And with the emerging leadership of our Prime Minister, Mark Carney, we embrace those challenges, those crises, to meet the moment, not only dealing with those challenges, but also finding those opportunities for Canada, for Canadians, to make big and bold decisions to deliver results for Canadians. Your new government, under the leadership of Prime Minister Mark Carney, has been focused in taking decisive actions and making bold decisions to build the strongest economy in the G7 and to build Canada strong. And that's what the mandate was given to this new government by Canadians. And we are focused on that. The first action as a government we took to remove a consumer carbon tax, which was divisive, which was divisive, had divided Canadians. So Prime Minister had taken that action to eliminate that consumer carbon tax, which means approximately 20 cents per liter, which goes back to addressing the affordability issues we're facing due to those global shifts in economies and supply chain and in trades. And also, we cut taxes for 22 million Canadians. $840 for family of four would save in tax cut. But we also, despite the fact that we're going through challenges, we did not reduce any services to Canadians, because this is the time of challenging time. It's a time of crisis. We were there and we are there to support Canadians. Since we elected, as I mentioned, we eliminated a consumer carbon tax. We enhanced the child benefit. We gave GST break, HST GST break on housing. And we have launched major projects office, which means to invest in major projects, in infrastructure, in housing, to grow our economy. We have launched a comprehensive expenditure review to balance our operational budget, government's operational budget, so we can spend less and invest more in priorities matter most to Canadians, which is Canadian Armed Forces, infrastructure, housing, and energy sector. And we also have given the historic pay raise to our Canadian Armed Forces, because Canadian gave us this mandate to secure our borders and secure our sovereignty. So therefore, it was important to invest in our armed forces to be able to give them proper tools, proper training, so they can secure our borders and our sovereignty. We have added $9 billion and 20% pay raise for Canadian Armed Forces personnel, the biggest pay raise in history of Canada. And since we have unfolded with the new reality with our trading partner south of the border, it was important to diversify our trade. So we have signed a trade agreement with every country in G7. The biggest and historic trade deal with UAE, $70 billion. Recently, Prime Minister had signed that. A trade deal with Indonesia, trade deal with Philippines, and diversifying our trade, to finding our trading partners so we can not rely on one trading partner. So we can move from reliance to resilience. And that is how we're building Canada strong. And also historic MOU with province of Alberta in the energy sector and also addressing climate challenges. So that will make us a superpower in energy sector. And we also enhance that dental care and pharma care. So these are the affordability measures the Canadian needed most and were there to support. And with those trust internationally in Canadian institutions and the system, world is looking towards Canada because Canada is a reliable partner. We are diversifying or collaborating with Australia, with Europe to rebuild, rearm Europe. We're playing our role, and we're also playing our role in international trades with the recognition of State of Palestine, standing with our international institutions, humanitarian law, and international law. So these are that your new government. These are the steps we have taken in very short time, in 8 months. Building Canada strong border acts where we're hiring 1,000 CBSA and RCMP officers, and also cracking down criminals, providing the tools to our law enforcement agencies so they can put those who threat our communities behind bars. And mind you, this is a minority government. But we moved with the focus and taking actions and delivering results and bringing Budget 2025, which lays out unleashes $1 trillion investments in infrastructure, in housing, in our armed forces, and major projects. So we can build the strongest economy in the G7, and we can build Canada strong. And Budget 2025, which is a generational budget, and this is the budget we're meeting the moment. Although we have crises and challenges, but it unfolded new opportunities for Canada and for Canadians to emerge as a leader, because Canada has what the world needs, and we're taking bold actions to meet those moments. In this budget 2025, we're making generational investments to build the major infrastructure, homes and industries that grow our economy and create lasting prosperity. Canada is in a strong fiscal position. We're the only country with the trade agreement, as I mentioned, with every G7 country, and giving our businesses unparalleled access to global market. We have a AAA credit rating. Our job growth is, in last 3 months consecutively, is adding more jobs. Our GDP growth is beyond the expectations of Bank of Canada benchmark. So which means that we're doing right thing. And that budget 2025 lays out a strong foundation to build Canada strong. And this is our moment. Our time to build big, bold, build bold, and build now. It is a time to build Canada strong. And as my role as an MP and president of the Treasury Board, and as you know, Treasury Board is a central agency to assist government, to support government, to achieve its objectives, to deliver those priorities matter most to Canadians. We, along with the finance minister, we launched a comprehensive expenditure review to find the savings, to invest in our priorities, which means that we need to balance our operational budget in the next 3 years, and which will, in next 3 year, over the 5 year, we'll be saving 60 billion in result of comprehensive review, expenditure review. What is comprehensive expenditure review? That we had asked every minister to look into portfolios and to see where they can find savings, and then we find those savings, then invest into priorities matter most to Canadians. And then, as a president of the Treasury Board, I launched a red tape review, which means that we have overly complicated regulations, outdated regulations. To eliminate those regulations and to modernize and simplify those regulations so we can grow our economy faster. So we, again, I had asked all ministers to bring forward those initiatives and find those how we can make our regulations more simple, modernize it, and provide support to Canadian businesses and workers. I had received about 500 initiatives from different departments. And we're eliminating, modernizing, simplifying those overly complicated regulations so we can save time. For example, if someone had to apply for a permit, because of certain regulation, they might have been there 30, 40 years ago. Time has changed. The way of working has changed. Technology has changed. But we might have those regulations there, might not be updated, which would slow down the progress. So what we are doing is trying to find out those overly complicated regulations and simplifying them. It's a few things I just would like you to look into this document. This is a book, is online available. It has all the details. This is a generational budget, and I would request anyone can go on to look into this documents. It will give you a real picture that how we are building Canada strong, how we are making investments where needed most, and how we are making Canada a superpower in energy sector, and how we are protecting our workers, our sectors, steel, lumber, aluminum, how we can providing support to our workers, where in those sectorial areas, then how we are standing with them and also trying to build our economy and trying to build Canada strong. Thank you. Yes.
First of all, congratulations. You said you are a minority government. I don't think so. It's just shy of one seat. But still, behind the scene, very many people are supporting, and that's what Canada needs at the moment.
So it's a 30 billion, sorry. Yeah.
And that's what the Canada needs at the moment. I have one question and concern also. In the last few days, and I'm very happy that you are representing the Treasury Board. We are all proud of you. They have taken surplus from the CPP. And CPP is already in trouble, and from years even ago, they take surplus from the CPP. People have concerns. We are just listing something criticism on this.
Very good question. Thank you for that question. First of all, CPP is in really good shape. There's the rules and regulations. I can assure you that Canada Pension Fund is in really good position. There is a rule that if you have surplus over 125%, more than 125%, you have to, as a president of the Treasury Board, that's my responsibility, you have to move it to consolidating revenue fund. This year, it was a 0.9 billion, was over 125%, which means that in that pension fund can only keep that's a legislation, and I have to follow those regulations and laws. So 0.9 billion, which means 900 million, was moved to consolidating revenue fund, which is 100% according to rules and regulations. But the responsibility of municipal government. So our federally, more than 66% of our whole budget goes to provinces, territories, which means healthcare, education, and other area. More than 66% of overall budget goes to provinces and territories. And healthcare goes under provinces. Education goes under provinces. Policing goes under province and municipalities. So I think it would be responsibility that polls are they are under community center. They are under municipal government.
But we have to make provincial accountable for what they're doing with the budget.
So again, I think it's as a federal government, as I said, that we are bound by Constitution. Managing is their responsibility. They have to, and every department has their own accountability mechanism.
Thank you so
So,
much.
thank you, my friend.
Mr.
Ji, Badal Sahab.
Thank you. Can we have some updates about Canada's Indo-Pacific strategy, and especially about moving of visa office from UAE to Islamabad?
Okay, it's again, thank you so much. This question goes to Minister of Immigration, but we and international trade. We are diversifying our trade, and we also, as far as the Pakistan visa office concerned, I'm not sure if you know it. Deputy Minister of Immigration, he was in Pakistan. I think it's last month or a few weeks ago, They have appointed staff in Islamabad. So I think Minister of Immigration can give clarity on this. But as far as I know, they would be dealing with sponsorship and family class from there, whereas TRBs were centralizing. Dedicated people in Ottawa will be looking on appointed for Islamabad. They would be looking on those applications, as far as I know. But they have increased the staff, they have appointed the staff, but at least it's started from their family class, and they're going to start, or they will be starting. But what I know is they have, under Indo-Pacific strategy, we had it in 2023, I believe. They have completed their task to appoint IRCC staff there. So to start with family class, I believe.
Yeah, thank you very much for all that you do. Mine is not much of a question, but an observation and a comment. While talking through what you did in 2025 or what you've been doing so far, you kind of belittled the aspect where you connected with your community. How did I know that? I'm a direct beneficiary of that. If a kid would tell you, I've been here a couple of times, including last week, then I was to come back this week, and then I just got to know that there's a media chat also. This is a very good opportunity. I needed to come and say thank you very much for intervening when you had no business at all. So for me, it's too big, but while talking through all you do, you belittle it, because to you, it's just nothing. That just shows the kind of person that you are. And I want to say a very big thank you for doing what you do, connecting with your community, intervening when you are needed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's I didn't expect this coming. So I truly appreciate that. When we say we're public servant, we're there to serve, and this is my passion, and it gives me a sort of satisfaction that if I'm able to make a difference in people's life.
I must commend your work so far, and you mentioned that in addressing the priorities of the Treasury Board, you had to conduct a comprehensive expenditure review, which I thought is very brilliant, by the way, and kudos to that. You also mentioned the fact that there was a review of the regulatory requirement on, to ease of doing business and all that, and some of those barriers were actually removed to help build Canada strong and all that. So I wanted to ask, are there mechanisms in place to ensure that small businesses also benefit from those regulatory reforms, not just the big corporations? Because if you're talking about building Canada strong, it's both the big businesses and the small businesses.
Very good question. Thank you for that. That red tape review, there's two different things. Comprehensive expenditure review means that we're looking into government institutions and ministries and departments to see where we can find saving, and then we reinvest those savings on the priorities like infrastructure, housing, and Canadian Armed Forces. That is like you controlling your operational cost as well. And red tape review is actually simplifying the outdated, finding those outdated regulations, eliminating those complicated regulations, and simplifying them so business can grow faster, and we can provide, we can grow our economy faster.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. And the Liberal government has brought about this beautiful and wonderful infrastructure, budget. However, there are a few questions that really need some clarification. You just said also, and the budget said that $114 billion budget is going to invest on infrastructure. to create good high-paying jobs. Where are those high-paying jobs? We would really like to know, because they are never advertised in the newspapers and people don't know. Even if there are 2 or 3 jobs advertised on the ministry websites, whenever people apply for them, they just get one very, what you call Canada unique sentence that you are overqualified for this job, number one. Number two, if the government is so much focused on investing, why 54,000 people have left already the country, and this is just 2025 stats, because they couldn't find any jobs. The level of standard of living is very low compared to others. Number three, why our focus consistently is on one country, either it is for immigration or trade. Why we have not looked towards actually some of the richest Arab countries like UAE and Qatar and Bahrain and Saudi to bring in investment, because the budget also says that this kind of budget will spur investment. So how much investment has come in? Does infrastructure also mean creating more hospitals and universities? Because people still are going to US for medical facilities, and they are also going to, their kids are going abroad for education, higher education. And then absolutely lastly, how many trade delegations you have previously or you intend to take in the next few years to Pakistan, because the rest of the world is now concentrated on Pakistan, either it is for critical minerals or crypto or other things like the military equipment. So how many trips you or your colleagues are planning as trade?
There's a lot in it. That's not one question. Okay, so first, you said it, international trade, how many trade deals we have made. I just stated earlier, I'm not sure if you are here. Well, we have made, the Prime Minister had signed the biggest historic deal, $70 billion with UAE. We are working with Europe to rebuild, rearm Europe. We're also diversifying, like having our trade deal. We're the only country have a trade deal with every G7 country. So we're also have signed a trade deal with Indonesia, Philippines. And Africa is like a Minister of International Trade is looking. I mean, he's not sitting in there. Even Prime Minister, as you know, has made many international trips to secure those deals. That, guys, this is the best country. This is the best country, and I call it Canada is as a piece of heaven on the earth. To me, this is a motherly figure. This is just like a lap of the mother. We just sometimes take it for granted. We don't realize how much liberty you have, how much freedom we have, how much benefit of the government is there to support us. Otherwise, the person like me who was born in that Pakistan, raised by a single mom, comes here with nothing, would not become an MP, would not become a president of the Treasury Board. This is the strength of this country's institution system, the trust. Whole world is looking up to Canada. So this is a Canada. Unfortunately, we have slogans, we have misleading, we have propaganda to defame Canada. Yeah. We need to stand up. We have gone through, as the first generation, the experience of Canada. We all are success stories. We need to counter that. There was a narrative, anti-immigrant narrative in last election. Yeah. And first time I have seen that immigrants are also contributing into that one. We need to push back on that. Immigration has played and will be playing a key role to building up this country. I'm an immigrant myself, and we all are. So we need to counter those narratives, those propagandas. Where are those messages coming from? So,
Please
thank
allow
you.
me for the
Oh,
follow-up thing for you.
okay. Yeah, Baji.
I just want to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
one
yeah.
thing is
Yes,
that
Baji.
yes, it is a beautiful country, and I hope the government must put some check on it, that there are people who come to Canada, they give fake addresses, fake mails, and there are people, once they get the immigration, they leave Canada. It bothers me a lot, their child tax, their pensions, everything gone. It's a beautiful country, it is really a heaven. Some of us has made it difficult for those who are living here. It's a beautiful thing.
Baji, it's a great question. You and I are on the same page. It does me too. But we used to have neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
We used to have that neighborhood watch. That if you see anything wrong is being done, you report it. That becomes our responsibility too, because that's your money, tax dollars, taxpayers' money. Our focus is to build the strongest economy in the G7. That is our focus, and we're diversifying our trade. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much.
बदर मुनीर चौधरी और ई आवाज़ देखने वाले तमाम नाजरीन को मेरी तरफ से नया साल मुबारक हो। हर साल आता है चला जाता है, लेकिन कुछ अच्छी यादें कुछ बुरी यादें, हमने अच्छी यादों को लेकर नए साल में दाखिल होना है। तमाम दोस्तों के लिए दुआ करनी है, चूँकि सारे दोस्त कामयाब होंगे, तंदुरुस्त होंगे, सेहतमंद होंगे, अच्छे हालात में होंगे तो हमें बहुत ही अच्छा लगता है। कनाडा हमारी माँ धरती है, इसने हमें पनाह दी है। कनाडा की भलाई के लिए, इसकी खुशहाली के लिए हमें दुआ करनी है और पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद हमेशा कहते रहना। थैंक यू।
मेरा नाम अशरफ खान लोधी है जी, और मैं कनाडा में रहता हूं, और मैं यहां पर अपना एक बिज़नेस रन कर रहा हूं जंग न्यूज़ कनाडा के हवाले से। और आज हम शफकत अली मेंबर पार्लियामेंट और मिनिस्टर ट्रेड हैं, ख़जाना के मिनिस्टर हैं, उनके दफ्तर में मौजूद हैं। और बहुत बहुत क्रिसमस और न्यू ईयर की मुबारकबाद। सब दोस्तों को साथ लेके चलें और उनको प्यार बांटें।
जनाब, मेरा नाम लताफ़त अली सिद्दीकी है, और मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि अब नए साल की आमद है और इंशाल्लाह 3-4 दिन के बाद आ जाएगा। आप सबको क़ब्ल वक्त मुबारकबाद, और इस दुआ के साथ कि अल्लाह मियाँ सबके लिए चैन और खुशियाँ लेके आए।
जी बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। मेरा नाम सैयद तौसीफ़ है। यहाँ से हम एक अखबार उर्दू पोस्ट निकालते हैं, और उर्दू ग्लोब टीवी है हमारा, और एक इंग्लिश का न्यूज़पेपर है एशियन पोस्ट। मैं अपनी जानिब से तमाम अपनी कम्युनिटी को, दोस्तों को, जानने वालों को, चाहने वालों को और अपने कोलीग्स को, सबको नए साल की मुबारकबाद देता हूँ। 2025 रुखसत होने वाला है और 2026 की इब्तिदा होने वाली है। हम तमाम दोस्तों के लिए बेस्ट विशेस रखते हैं। बहुत लोगों से तवक्को रखते हैं कि इंशाअल्लाह ताला नए साल में मज़ीद बेहतरी आएगी हमारे लोगों की। अल्लाह ताला सबको खुशियाँ और खुशहाली अता फरमाए, और आपस में इत्तफ़ाक़, इत्तेहाद और यकजहती का मुज़ाहरा करें। हमारे जितने साथी या दोस्त हैं, यहाँ पर आज शफ़क़त भाई की प्रेस ब्रीफिंग थी, हम उनके लिए भी दुआ गो हैं। अपनी कम्युनिटी को प्रमोट करें, अपनी कम्युनिटी के साथ पॉजिटिविटी में चलें, सबको साथ लेकर चलें, और विश यू गुड लक और हैप्पी न्यू ईयर। थैंक यू।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मेरा नाम शाह फरीदी है और मैं उर्दू पोस्ट कनाडा और अमेरिकन न्यूज़ एजेंसी बैरो से मैं काम करता हूँ। और मेरी तरफ से 2026 की हैप्पी न्यू ईयर एडवांस में, और उम्मीद करते हैं कि 2026 जो है अच्छा रहे हमारे लिए और दुनिया के लिए भी, और स्पेशली इस कनाडा के लिए, और उसकी जितनी भी कामनाएं हैं अल्लाह ताला उसको कामयाब करे।
मेरा नाम सबीना जबीन है। मैं सबको हैप्पी न्यू ईयर की दावत देती हूँ, सबको मुबारकबाद देती हूँ। हैप्पी न्यू ईयर मेरी तरफ से बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो। ये नया साल हमारे लिए बहुत खुशियाँ लेकर आए। जो हमने 2025 में हमने हासिल नहीं किया हो, तो अल्लाह ताला हमें 2026 में वो सब चीज़ें मिलें जिसकी हमें ख्वाहिश है। आपको और आपकी फैमिली को मेरी तरफ से हैप्पी न्यू ईयर। थैंक यू सो मच।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम एंड हेलो वेरी गुड इवनिंग व्यूअर्स। मेरा नाम महबूब शेख है। आई एम अ जर्नलिस्ट, ऑथर एंड ग्लोबल ह्यूमैनिटेरियन। सो आई वुड लाइक टू से फॉर ईच एंड एवरी वन पर्सन फॉर हैप्पी न्यू ईयर। ये नया साल आपके लिए खुशियों की एक नई लहर लेके आए। इस नए साल के अंदर इंशाअल्लाह आपकी मुल्क की हर एक की कामयाबी नज़र आए और इस नए साल के अंदर ही हमारा मुल्क कनाडा तामीर व तरक्की की नई मनाजिल तय करे। अस्सलाम वालेकुम एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर एवरीवन।
Assalamu alaikum everyone, it's Hena Siddiqui and today I'm here at MP Shafqat Ali office. We have discussed a roundtable conversation with all the media people discussing 2025 federal budget, and this is a great opportunity for everyone to ask about what's going to happen in the next year and what's happening at the moment currently in Brampton. Well, for me it was a great opportunity. For you, I'm looking forward to work with you, to collaborate with you in the next year as we are rounding up this beautiful year 2025. We have seen a lot in this year, but we are hoping this 2026 brings amazing time for everyone. Let's support each other, bring peace together and make Canada a better place. Thank you.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अरशद भट्टी फ्रॉम रेडियो पाकिस्तान टोरंटो एंड टोरंटो 360 टीवी। नया साल आ रहा है और मेरी क्रिसमस, हैप्पी न्यू ईयर। हर साल नया साल आता है, हर साल हम नई रेजोल्यूशंस बनाते हैं, लेकिन रेजोल्यूशन चंद दिन चलती है। दो चीज़ें मैं ज़रूर कहना चाहूँगा। ज़िंदगी जो है ये बड़ी छोटी है। मोहब्बत के साथ अगर इसको गुजारेंगे तो ज़िंदगी बहुत आसान हो जाएगी। नफ़रत जितनी आप करेंगे ज़्यादा उसको आपस मिलेगी, मोहब्बत जितनी करेंगे उससे ज़्यादा आपको मिलेगी। और एक बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट पैगाम है, आप अपनी ज़िंदगी को ये गैजेट से थोड़ा सा दूर कर लें। जहाँ हर वक्त जब हम सेल फ़ोन के ऊपर रहते हैं, हर वक्त हम सोशल मीडिया पे रहते हैं, इस थोड़ा सा ब्रेक दें। आप देखिएगा कितना अच्छा लगेगा आपको, ज़िंदगी आपकी आसान हो जाएगी। हैप्पी न्यू ईयर, हैप्पी हॉलीडेज़।
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मेरा नाम मज़हर शफ़ीक है और मैं सबसे पहले तो रेडियो साज़ आवाज़ का शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहूँगा कि वो हर मौके के ऊपर कम्युनिटी में मौजूद होते हैं और इवेंट्स को कवर करते हैं। न्यू ईयर की हैप्पी न्यू ईयर, उसकी भी बहुत बहुत मुबारकबाद आपको।
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मेरा नाम शफ़क़त अली है। मैं मेंबर पार्लियामेंट हूँ ब्रैम्पटन चिंकूज़ी पार्क से एंड अब मैं प्रेसिडेंट हूँ ट्रेजरी बोर्ड ऑफ कनाडा का। मैं ई आवाज़ की टीम को नए आने वाले साल 2026 की बहुत बहुत मुबारक देता हूँ। अल्लाह करे कि ये साल सब के लिए खुशियाँ लेके आए।
तो ये था हमारा आज का शो। हमें उम्मीद है कि आपको ज़रूर पसंद आया होगा। मुझे शाज़िया मलिक को कैमरे के सामने और कैमरे के पीछे यास्मीन जी को इजाज़त दीजिए। बाय बाय फॉर नाउ।